Hey everybody, did you guys like that intro? Did it scare you? If it did, sorry, but not sorry. It was needed. I am watching Haunted Mansion while I'm doing this look. This is the water activated paints that I'm going to be using. You can use any ones that you want. And as always, I am starting off with my just cheap white eyeliner pencil and sketching out my look. I did make a sketch of what I wanted to go off of. I don't really do it all the way, but it gave me an idea. Anyways, I did want to do this zombie look, just face paint, but I decided that I was going to make it as creepy and gross as possible. So that means that I needed to use some liquid latex. I just got this at Walmart. You don't have to use anything super expensive if you're just trying this out for the first time or you're not trying to spend a whole bunch of money and all that jazz. I'm sure there's better, safer things to use, but I mean, it's safe for you. I mean, I have sensitive skin and I haven't had any issues with it. So I mean, I recommend it. It worked out pretty good. I'm just using a palette and a palette knife just to put on a little bit, and then I'm using this kind of as a pencil, and wherever I have the white I'm going to be adding that on. It does go a little bit clearish when you know it's dry, so I'm just adding up layers here. And I do end up adding like more all over my face, but I really wanted to make certain areas more like popping out at you, more realistic, kind of add some depth in there. And just a little note, if you haven't used liquid latex before and you don't really know what it is, it just really helps simulate the look of skin. And you can also use it to lay down any prosthetics that you can get like at Walmart or if you make your own and such. Obviously, if you are allergic to latex, please do not use this. And also, I try to keep it away from my eyes as much as possible, and I don't really put it on my lips per se. And even if I do, I mean, I've got dry ass lips, so I really don't think it'll do anything for me. And also, don't stick this up your nose because those are some of the safety things. So, yeah, don't do that. Alright, so I wasn't sure if I was going to do this or not, but I decided last minute that I would. I am just putting a little bit of Elmer's stick glue on my eyebrows. This is how you can kind of block out your eyebrows. I'll have to show that in another video. You just pretty much put the glue on, and then you put concealer after it dries, and then you can powder it, and then it looks like you have like a flat surface. It just glues down your hairs. But in this video, I am using it to pretty much protect my eyebrows so I don't have to draw on my eyebrows if all my hairs get ripped off. So I'm just putting that glue down and then putting a little bit of tissue paper on my eyebrows. That way the liquid latex is not touching my eyebrows. And I decided to do this. That way I have like a more angry brow, I guess you could say. It just kind of adds to it, like having no eyebrows as a zombie. Like, I don't even think that's really allowed. I mean, ugh, are you kidding me? I'm just kidding. But yeah, I just really wanted that extra effect there. I felt like I was missing something on my forehead. Anyway, so right now I am adding a little bit of holes into the latex using the spatula. You can just use like a little pointy side carefully to kind of like peel back a little bit. This makes really good for like any rotting spots. I'm sure like a Freddy Krueger type of thing, you do the same thing. And then I'm also peeling back some of the edges so it looks like I have like rotting skin and I've been like picking at it or something. Gross, I know, but trust me, it works. So since I went over all of the spots that I had white eyeliner on, I am now going in between those spots and like adding more latex so it looks like, you know, zombie skin and not just like little ridges and stuff and then my skin. So now I'm doing the neck. I draw the design how I wanted to, just like I did on the face, adding the latex the same. And I'm being kind of like messy with this because I mean, it's a neck. I probably ripped it open because I was so hungry for some brains. So I am just repeating the process on this. And I'm going to tell you the truth. It looks pretty cool. All right. So now I am moving on from Haunted Mansion to Nightmare Before Christmas. And I like to track how many movies I watch. I don't know. I'm weird. Like 2 Sleepy Hollows and a half usually. But, you know, this time I switched it up. All right, now that the liquid latex is fully dry, I'm going to be doing a little bit of foundation. It's not a beauty tutorial, I promise you. Look at my face. I am just using this to create like a base color, and then I'll move on with some other ones to create depth and grossness. Alright, so using a brown color, I am going to be using a stippling brush, and then I'm going to go in any of the holes or, you know, pretty much everywhere just to create like a rotting kind of color, make it all look kind of dirty. I like using this stippling brush because it adds some texture rather than just like painting it on. Alright, so now I am mixing in a little bit of the black face paint with the brown just to make things a little bit deeper. I'm going to be using this in all of the holes, around my eyes, around my mouth, that kind of thing, to add that sunken in look. And don't forget to get into the creases because trust me, you will see it in video and picture. So as you can see, I'm using just black right now. I like to use my lightest colors to my darkest. That way, you know, everything kind of blends in easy. And I'm putting this mainly around my eyes and the creases, kind of like inside the little holes a little bit. And then I'm going to put it around my nose and my mouth to really add the depth factor. And right here, I'm just putting a little bit of eyeliner all around my eye areas, and then I'm going to be blending a little bit, and then we're going to move on to my creepy neck. I'm just going to go back and add some more brown, kind of blend it out. And then I'm going to be adding in a little bit of white. I'm going to be doing the teeth here. You can do the teeth however you want. You can do it more blocky. You could do it more separated. You could do like 2 teeth. I don't care what you do. Just make sure that you use some white first and then do some detail coloring, which you'll see I'll add in a little bit of yellow and such just to make them look more rotted and yucky. to add a little bit more white to that same color for the teeth, and I'm going to do up my nose real quick. Give me a little nose job, or I don't know. But anyways, I'm going to add a little bit of that color and then some black around it, and then add in some more black around my eyes. If you know me, I like to go back and forth because, like, when I see something that needs black, I just put it there. I go back, put more black. I don't know. Just when it comes to these zombie looks, you got to go back and forth and think in your head, well, how can I make this more spooky? Does it need to be dark here? Does it need to be light here? Use a reference picture. I kind of just went off on my sketch, and then I just was like, you know what, this could use this could use that. So feel free to be creative, add things where you want, and of course have fun. So I'm just touching up the teeth a little bit here. I go back and forth, and then of course I'm adding some more black into the smaller holes, into the other ones, and I like to kind of pat this out, just so you're not getting rid of it, but it's also slightly staying there. And once again, I'm going to be going to the neck again, just adding whatever I'm adding to the face. So now we're going to be adding in a little bit more highlight. We've got this white here. I'm going to be using that same stippling brush that I used with the brown just to add some more highlight. So now I'm going to be using a little bit of black shadow. Just any one that you have is fine. And I'm just going to use this to add some shadowing and kind of set my eyelids a little bit. If they crease, it's whatever. You're a zombie. Nobody cares if your eyes crease. And then I'm going to be adding in a dark red just for some base color for this blood. I'm using cheap blood. You do not have to buy fancy blood. I literally use this blood with a little bit of cream black face paint just to add a little bit more thickness and to make it a little bit darker. If you want to have like scab blood where it's more thick, go for it. Do what you gotta do. Blood is blood. Just make sure it's not real. I mean, yeah. So I highly recommend using this spatula, or you can even use like a Q-tip or the end of a makeup brush. Use what you can. I am just using this to add it into any of the dark areas that would have had blood coming out. If it drips, it just adds to the effect. Sometimes I let it drip and move my face like that just so it drips where I want to. You can overdo this blood. If you get too bloody, that's fine, but you won't be able to see a lot of your detail. Now, trust me when I say this, it's really hard to stop. So just do your best, and either way, it's going to look creepy. And the best thing about this blood, how I added a little bit of black into it, it makes it more like dead looking, like old blood, I guess. So if you have like a fresh zombie, maybe don't add like a little bit of black into it. And I did decide to stipple a little bit of blood on, and then I'm using my face paint bloody fingers, I guess, just to add some like real dirtiness into my hair, around my neck and such, just to make it really gross. Please do not forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe if you haven't already. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I hope you enjoyed this video.